ready to. We getting ready to. So ready to. Oh, so ready to.
I'ma go get it.
We getting ready to.
I'ma go get it.
We getting ready to.
I'ma go get it.
We getting ready to. So ready to. Oh, so ready to.
We ready for jump ball, center court now, standing tall now, hold the fort down. This is showtime, more than sports now, more than crunch time. We rush like fourth down.
I be taking wins, we don't mess with laws. I be taking wins, we don't mess with laws. I be taking wins, we don't mess with laws. I be taking wins, we don't mess with laws. We been on that paper chasing all that fashion. We been on that paper chasing what you ration.
Been in the grind now, we ready for prime time, ready for shine now. We ready to get mine. On the rise, all eyes up on us now. Blast off spaceships till the touchdown.
Energy level on high, put that trouble on fire. Double it down, I'ma spit it around. Click, clack, boom, we the best in town. Energy level on high, put that trouble on fire. Double it down, I'ma spit it around. Click, clack, boom, we the best in town. I started off the lowest point in life, though. I started off the lowest point in life, though. I started off the lowest point in life, though. I started off the lowest point in life, though. I started off the lowest point in life, though.
We getting ready to. So ready to. Oh, so ready to.
Yeah. Yo. What's going on? It's a little dark in here, but you know what I mean? We're trying to brighten up the mood in a minute. I know I got somebody back there who's gonna brighten up the mood in a second, man. So let me make sure we're looking happy. I got the muted thing going. I'm not sure if that's gonna be the feel or what, but we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure it out. Hey, you know what? You know what we also got at the ProQuo pop-up show no release event? We got the QR code, baby. Look at that. The ProQuo QR code, baby. And don't forget, you know, Quo and Pro, we got kids. So you know what you gotta do? You gotta hit the donate button. You know what I'm saying? You know what you gotta do? You gotta support this stream. You know what I mean? You gotta support this stream. My man Jay Johnson supports the stream in a whole nother way. My man Quo supports the stream in a whole nother way. Just being the humans that they are. And without any further ado, folks, I'm gonna let you know who we got in the background. I'm saying folks, like people actually know that we're on here. We're not. In fact, I just had my my ProQuo live stream on lock, so actually nobody can see it. So I just turned it on Facebook, just letting people know. Maybe some people will filter through, and that'll be a real cool look. Because I see my man Jay Johnson's here. My man Jay Johnson's in the back. My man Quo is getting ready to come through. I see him in the back as well. And one thing I gotta let you know is this right here. You gotta know. Check out No at midnight. So the new single's dropping tonight, but you're gonna hear it first. We're gonna play it to you before that. You know, Facebook, what they really like to do, for those of you who don't live stream or anything like that, what Facebook likes to do, and I haven't live streamed in a while. It's been a bit. We've been busy, you know, getting the music ready and doing that stuff. Facebook likes to stop you with the copyright notices. So what they do is, as soon as you play something that's out there in the ether, they immediately flag your page and they're like, wait a minute, and they stop who can actually receive your broadcast. So it doesn't necessarily hit everybody, but they'll shut down the Facebook side of the stream. So live stream here that we're broadcasting through, Facebook is just one of the social media spots. And so like when guests come up, they can restream it also through their social media, especially Facebook and so forth. But Facebook gets real funny. They get real funny with it. What they do is they'll shut you down in portions. So the YouTube can't get shut down necessarily as quickly, but they all eventually will shut down your stream. In fact, we've had ProQuo Show shut down in retrospect after, and they'll say, "Sorry, we're shutting this down." It'll be like weeks after, and they just won't actually broadcast the video. So they can get funny like that. So we're gonna beat them to the punch. And what we're gonna do is, since No comes out at midnight tonight, we're gonna play it here on the show. So we hope that you take advantage of that and check it out here. And speaking of taking advantage, I gotta take advantage of the other side of Pro,
My man.
which is whoa, what up, man? What's going on? Oh, I know what you're doing. You're doing what I was just doing. See, he put himself on mute. He must be trying to keep the kiddies in check, right?
Trying to keep the kids. Just making sure. But
yeah, baby.
That's Pro.
My son was just like, "Yo, I'm putting myself to bed, Daddy." I was like, "That's great. That's great news." He's like, "Can you go get me my Dog Man book?" And I was like, "Yep." So
that's how you gotta do it, man. You know.
But he's savvy enough that he might be watching us right now. You just never know. You know
exactly.
What's good, baby?
Man, you know, so many good things, so many great things, but we are here tonight for the official release of No.
Absolutely, but I mean, we gotta hear what's going on. It's a rhyming show. It's Pro, it's Quo, it's Show, it's No, and it's J Joe. You know what I mean? So it's like we got a lot of different projects popping off. Tell some people, man, what you've been up to, man. I've been seeing we'll get into the MC Hammer thing, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, the MC Hammer thing.
Tobacco sweat. I don't want to spoil it. Tell people.
Yeah. But no, so just in general, you know, it's been pretty cool, man. Just, you know, working on music, really kind of honing in on an agenda for creation and communication, right? And making sure that you communicate with the right people, and you kind of just have to step away from the
you mean people like Fly?
Be aligned with you, but I know this
people like
right
Fly.
here.
Yo,
hey, so,
man.
I told you about the most official unofficial sponsorship, right?
Who we got?
The Walmart Hammer.
The Wally Hammer?
The Walmart Hammer, bro.
Oh, I get it. See, it's an MC Hammer reference, man. I think that's what it is. Let me know about that MC Hammer, man. I don't think everybody knows what we're talking about, man.
Well, before I do that, I gotta say, if you haven't heard Forever Lives Yahweh's record, MC Hammer, you gotta go peep that right now.
Check it out.
In my profile. Okay?
Big facts.
But yeah, no, so it's kind of just talking about you know,
and Coca-Cola Zero also ends in O. So just, you know, Coca-Cola Zero.
Hey, it's always the ProQuo Show.
Wait, you switch to the Zero, bro?
I mean, the thing is like they kind of dropped the logo here. Like you don't notice the zero. You know what I'm saying? If you look real closely, they got the zero in there, but it almost looks like the old school Coke. And yeah, man, I try to get the caffeine free, but it's so hard to find. So yeah, sometimes do what I gotta do.
You gotta do what you're supposed to do, man. That's it. But yeah, so
now the business is out of the way. All right.
The whole point is that, you know, you have to trust in your judgment with your music when you're creating. You have to have fun, and you have to, you know, try different things and get creative. You know, repurpose things, and, you know, jumping these ropes, not trying to go viral, just being creative. You end up landing that viral, you know, plot at some point. You know. And it just happened to work out where MC Hammer, the first type of hip hop anything that I wanted to be like, had me dancing.
Seriously, I did not know that. That was your beacon.
Facts, man. When I was a little kid living in Melrose, Massachusetts, jumping on my mama's couch, I was looking in the mirror, just waiting for them 3 lines at the barbershop.
No.
Yeah, man. But you don't realize, and it's funny because I didn't even think about it until I made that post. When I said it in my rhyme, I say Hammer Time, and then putting it to his video, him dancing, it kind of brought that nostalgic memory and those feelings back. Wow. And I was like, man, I remember
Oakland A's days.
Yeah, bro. You know, so anyway, it's been cool.
Total sidebar. My mom hits me up today, and she's like, "Yo, the Oakland A's are moving to Los Angeles. I mean, to Las Vegas." I was like, I had no idea. I've been off the radar. I haven't been paying attention. But
I mean,
is
it's probably a few
Hammer going to be
years.
now being seen in Vegas now? Is that what's going to happen? You see MC
It's
Hammer
probably a
out in
few
Vegas?
years from that, man. But you know, Vegas, man, is probably a basketball expansion team. I think maybe Seattle, and to match Vegas, it's probably in the next 5 years.
Crazy. We're gonna all have to go out there soon. You know, I got fam out there, so you know we're gonna have to do the Vegas thing. So
I was just in Vegas last month, man.
man, of course you were. I was out there last month too.
Like
I've
more
never
like
been.
passing through though. It wasn't more like, it was like actually my wife and I was in St. George, Utah, and it's like an hour 30 from.
Oh, okay. Yep.
So we drove down for her birthday and stuff like that. So
Well, Hammer's gonna be there, and Quo's gonna resurrect the Hammer career here with this one post, right?
You know, to me, it's like, hey, everything happens for a reason, and we'll see what happens. You know, so I just want him to start dancing again. If I can get him on the mic too, shoot.
We still didn't. I keep interrupting you because we didn't officially tell people what we're talking about exactly. We didn't really break it down. Break it down a little more. Break it down a little more. So what happened?
Yeah. So anyway, I you know, I was, like I said, getting creative with posts, and I was on TikTok, and I came across the MC Hammer dancing to live audio. You know what I mean? And I immediately thought of my song "Tobacco Suede." I just uploaded it. It came out 3 weeks ago, and I made a video for it. And I'm like, you know, and it's cool too because I edited the video. The cusses are out of it, so I feel good about that one. And I posted on April 5th. 3 days ago, the thing just started lifting off like a rocket.
Yeah.
Like a rocket. And I'm like, hold on, what's going on? Like, I read a post prior to this thing blowing up that Sin put, LD reposted it, talking about how, yo, it's real, you know, you have to pay these platforms to go viral, to blow up. And I'm thinking, damn, I got lucky as hell because I didn't spend $1, and we closing in on $1 million supporting a legend. But it's so much. I think there's just so much detail behind it. Like, I noticed that the share ratio was insane. People were watching and sharing.
That's the key. Yep.
And that right there is the organic nature of how, if you get creative enough and you find true inspiration to what really moves you, and you're cool with it, because that's a repurposed. I didn't shoot that video. People might think I did, but I didn't. It's on his IG. But I got it to blow up with my music, keeping it kind of like, yo, MC Hammer with the new school, and getting people to kind of see like, yo, he could definitely rock this new school, and he can. And there's a lot of people in that, you know, he's got that could do the same thing. So we need that right now. Hip hop needs that. Music needs that. Grown man music, right?
Desperately needs some mature music, man.
Yeah. So that's that whole story. That's why I brought the Hammer with me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. So you got Hammer looking like he's like 28 dancing in the video. You know what I'm saying? I was like, is that really Hammer? Because he looks so young.
Yeah.
I was like, he looked younger than when he was out. You know, and I'm like, that dude's taking real good care of himself, and he's moving like a superstar. But I'm like, you know what? He's always been in good shape. So.
And I felt bad too, because people, you know, that people are, I don't want to say directly throwing shade and salt, but just kind of like throwing out the obvious about other celebrities that may be a little bit younger than him, that don't look like him, can't move like him. And it's like, you know, we just have to be blessed that MC is an example of how someone can take care of themselves in all ways, spiritually, health, mental, you know what I mean? And then we look at the other people that may not have that same presentation with their image and all that stuff, but they still are who they are, and they went through some stuff, man. You know what I mean? So you have to respect what they did in their career, especially these OGs that are still kicking and doing stuff.
I'm glad you mentioned that too, because while you showing that visual, I was thinking, you know, the pros and the cons of how you were kind of mixing about the idea, the need to be creative and just kind of mix it all. You know, for a while there, beyond his dancing, you know, Hammer was kind of associated with kind of like fumbling the bag a little bit, and then now there's a different narrative and just, you know, staying consistent and being able to overcome whatever obstacles you go through. You know, everybody's talked about that. I remember growing up, Hammer was an inspiration, and he kind of went through the loss of money and, you know, that whole thing, and that was like his new identity. And you know, just to show people that you can overcome those obstacles, those downfalls, whatever, you know, setbacks you may have had with your music or whatever it is you're doing, if you just stay consistent now with this whole new move, we looking at Hammer now, almost 30 years later, and it's just like, man, it's like almost refreshing.
And the
People are
amount of
starting to forget.
people
Yep.
that love this man, and it just amplified like my memory of
Stay
how
with
much
it.
I love this man. But it was
Stay
because
with it.
when he left the scene, I stopped dancing. I was a good dancer because of him when I was a kid. I get on that floor, man, and I be breaking it down. Now I got peg legs, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm like Captain Hook. I went to the verbals, like, you know what I mean? But he was the dude that got me dancing.
Man.
You know?
Yo, I bought his I mean, I'm older than Jay, and so Fee and I, when we were actually dancing at that time too, doing a lot of like dance contests and stuff like that, and we were at a point where that style of dancing that he brought in was not too far off from what we were doing, and maybe it was in retrospect we were trying to do that kind of style dancing. You know, we came up on like scoop and scrap and like kid and play, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then right after that was like Hammer. And you know, we had the Hammer pants and all that kind of stuff. And so we had the album, Son of the King, and was the album. And he was really, I mean, ahead of the curve in terms of when you think of Christian rap. He was a Christian rapper before Christian rap was really like an out there kind of thing. I mean, it was like DC Talk was out there. For people that know their Christian rap history, DC Talk was like a pioneer in that area, and it was MC Hammer right around the same time, and that was about it. That was about all you heard, and it was new for people. He had a song called "Son of the King," right? And he's like, "When you down with the Son of the King," you know, and it was like choir, gospel, sing, you know, stuff that he did later that he got big on. So we had that album, and it was a crazy album. Like, it was good. It was a whole different sound. It wasn't a sound East Coast ears were used to hearing. You know, that whole Oakland kind of thing. And we didn't even, I mean, I knew who Too Short was, but outside of that, and he didn't sound anything like Too Short. You know what I mean? Like nothing like that. You know, that was West Coast for us at that time. It was really right before, and generally at the same time too. There was a lot of crossover time at NWA, but he was like pre-NWA. You know what I'm saying? It was like him. It was Too Short, Ice-T.
Yeah.
That was it. The whole Syndicate movement. And then Syndicate was hard, you know, and then there was this MC Hammer thing. And it was like, yo, what is this? And the dude was talking clean, conscious stuff. And to see him blow like that, I think it probably paved the way for a lot of people that I don't hear people give him that homage all the time. Maybe I'm just not in those circles or something, but
bro, I'm telling you,
you
don't get that
enough
homage.
credit. He does not get enough credit, bro.
I just hope that
you know who else doesn't get enough credit too? Speaking of producers, is Jay Johnson. You know what I'm saying? Jay Johnson doesn't always get enough credit too. You know what I mean?
Gentlemen.
What's good,
Salute.
baby? What it is?
How you doing, man?
Hey, man, I'm blessed.
For those who don't know, that's producer Jay Johnson right there.
Yo, the record
is good, man. How y'all doing?
Doing good, brother.
Beautiful.
Living that life, baby.
Yeah, man.
Hey, yo, this shout out that I just put on the screen, by the way, the one that says, congratulations, Pro Lyrical, Professor Pro Lyrical, and ProQuo. Quo may remember, that's Professor Al Pearsall, who came up on the show. Remember?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
He's in the video, bro. He's in the video. So, and just so anybody listening or whatever, the video is not debuting today. The video is still in production. I've seen a lot of, you know, the clips and while we were doing stuff and everything like that. And the video is authentically insane. The video is insane. And if you've seen, so if you saw House of Lies, which some of you may have seen, you've seen some of the cinematography of Josiah.
I was there during that whole process.
Yeah. Josiah Mendoza is crazy. Shout out to him. He's in North Carolina tonight, but he's from DC, and he's in Virginia. He's out here in Northern Virginia. And he's like, yo, come on, Pro. Like, how come every time I'm shooting a video, you got me trekking over to DC, man? You bringing me through this DC traffic. But again, we did a video. We did it at UDC. That's why I'm rocking the UDC. Actually, I'm lying. I had the UDC on all day, but it made sense. And we shot the video at the university that I'm at. And my man, Professor Pearsall, who these days, yes, he is a video star. He these days he's gonna add video celebrity to his resume because Professor Pearsall has a resume like that. His signature's so long it honestly doesn't fit in his emails. Like he's won so many awards that he can't fit all the stuff.
He puts a signature out and spits out a
Bro,
book.
like bro, you knew about the legend of Professor Pearsall when he came up here. But I'm saying for people that don't know him, check for him. He plays what he is. He plays a professor, and big shout out, big reveal. We've had Christian Sutton on the show, my man C. Steez, and C. Steez is the student in the video. And the funny part is, for some people that may have seen the social media post I did on there, we tried to have my man Jay Johnson come down, man. He sent me green screen behind the scene videos. We were trying to have him be either the role that Professor Pearsall played, or the role of the person, this person interviewing me or whatever. And these are all actual people from UDC. And so anyone who knows this show and see my man C. Steez has been, I mean, he'll say a mentee to me, but he's been like a mentor to me too. He's a younger dude, but I've learned a lot from C. Steez, and he's just an incredible human. And
Young man is so brilliant.
Bro, Professor Pearsall really had him as a student. So Professor Pearsall's playing the professor to the words that I'm saying in the song to C. Steez, who now is working for the city and living the dream. And he got himself a fly job in the city and graduated from UDC, got his AS and his BS, and he's living the dream. So shout out to Professor Pearsall for helping that brother.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, and being the real life mentor to him. And it's funny because he's in a line I say in the song, I say you got a D on that assessment, don't say F it. I say put some effort in. You got a D on that assessment, don't say F it then. And so he's handing him the D. You know what I mean? And C. Steez is looking at it like on the borderline of quitting school, quitting basketball, whatever, which is very true to his story. He went to a university in DC, another HBCU, before he transferred to UDC, and he was playing ball. And I've played ball with C. Steez and so forth, and that's part of our relationship as well. And obviously he does spoken word and that stuff, but he was teeter-tottering on quitting school. And this dude ended up with all kinds of scholarships and offers and opportunity. He was just an absolute rock star while at UDC and just heavily loved by everybody there, as you can see from Professor Pearsall's ringing endorsements. But it's just amazing how art mirrored reality in that. So
he said D. Did he say D?
Yeah, and we were trying to have Jay Johnson.
I ain't getting there, brother. I ain't getting there, brother.
Be mirroring art and reality too, because Jay Johnson was looking very executive, I must say, in the scenes that he did for us. We tried to get him in, and then Josiah's like, "Bro, man, we trying to make a movie here, man. I can't do it."
I want to apologize because I really wanted to get out there, but my boss had called me and told me I have to be in Kansas
right.
And I'm actually sitting in a hotel room right now in Kansas,
my man,
doing some stuff for the military. So everybody that had anything to do with the video, I appreciate you. Thank you for your hard work and your effort, man, for bringing this vision alive, man. I really appreciate it. Hopefully the next time we put something together, I could be there, but I'm just happy to be there in spirit.
Absolutely.
You know what? I gotta pause real quick and time out, man. We gotta break some news out, Jay. Because nothing ever goes to waste. Not in this room. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta
not a identity, believe it.
Exactly. You ain't throwing that in the trash. You better eat it. You put it on your plate. Go eat
Shout out to Snyder's 100 calorie sticks. Quality, not an official sponsor, but very unofficial.
But look, so Jay and I did a record back in 2021.
Man, it's been about 4 or 5 years. Oh, it's been a while.
That's that. Wow. So okay, so that record though is my next video I'm doing.
Hold on. Which one?
Drug and Flame, baby.
Oh, okay. So that's been wait. So that's been 2 years.
Okay.
The first one I'm talking about is that
oh, that's 5-6 years ago.
The Wu-Tang joint. Remember that one?
I gotta go on the decks. Yeah.
Okay, we'll come back to that one.
Yeah, we'll circle back. But the Drug and the Flame joint, I already got the visuals in head, and I could take the stuff that you did and put it in my video, bro. right? We
No
tried.
doubt.
That works right there.
No doubt.
It's gonna be so
Nothing
It's gonna
goes to
be so
waste.
method, man.
Hey,
Style,
hey,
visual
speaking
style.
of nothing going to waste, man. Let's just look at the inspiration that was provided for the video of No by my man Jay Johnson. He's gonna be broadcast right now. We got Jay Johnson, right? The behind the scenes almost in the video, so it's in the video right now. You ready for the world premiere, Jay Johnson?
Almost in the video.
All right, ready. This is
Yo, you was
this set the
close, bro.
blueprint. Al Pearsall, man, check this out. This set the blueprint for the role that you played. And by the way, shout out to the rest of the cast and folks who are working hard at UDC too. My man Dr. Yeoman also played a similar role there. So check it out right here. Here we go. No further ado, we got my man Jay Johnson trying to work it out at home because this is how dedicated he was to be in it.
Oh my God.
No.
My man.
My man.
My man.
My man right
Hey,
there.
hey, I want
That was
to
quality,
apologize. Hold on. I would like to apologize because I did not get the opportunity to shave my head.
Oh.
In all right, so I had a 5 o'clock shadow on my head, so I apologize.
That looked legit though. That looked like a good boss,
It was
man.
just a little peach fuzz.
That's what would happen, man. It'd be at the end of the day, you interviewing this clown who comes in and thinks he can do the job, and you're like, look, man, I'm trying to get home and shave. You know? Well, you should get home. Shave
That's
tomorrow.
what it is.
Man.
We'll figure it out, Jay. Yeah, I gotta get you. I'm gonna figure out to get you a camera on this. This one I shoot. It's. I had the visuals as soon as I knew because I did Goals AF, I did Tobacco Suede, and I'm like, I gotta give him that grit.
Mm.
And it was the first song I thought about, brother. And I'm like, yo, and I know it real well. It's in the memory bank, so not something I gotta really focus on memorizing. But we're gonna release it. I'm probably gonna do the video first and then release the damn song.
I don't even know, by the way. I don't even know.
No
You
doubt,
got so much
man.
stuff, bro, that I don't like. I've sent you like 2 or 3 verses for random things. I don't even know what they go to. There's a Jay Johnson verse in there, and I was like, I'm supposed to be doing one to one of your tracks, and then there's like this one, and I'm like, I think this goes to.
Bro, it's
so you have it in
welcome to
your
my
inbox,
world.
bro.
It's a mess right now.
Yeah, man.
It is a
like,
mess. But what I did,
I got incomplete Jay Johnson tracks all over the place.
All
I
over
got
the
like
place.
they're all dope.
Man,
They're all dope.
I should just the conversations that we have is like, yo, where's this? Where's that?
Yep.
Did you send me that? Like,
Right.
yo, the next time you send me something, put Jay Johnson behind us. So it's just the conversations we have.
Crazy.
You know, is just
Maybe you'll give
it's
some people
crazy.
some snippets. Or maybe we'll
And
give them some Jay Johnson snippets tonight.
you know, and like I say all the time, is that for some reason us three we connect like it's seamless. You know, and I know you guys have heard me say this before, but it's like for some reason we're always thinking this we're going down the same path. We always have the same thoughts. And if one of you wants something from me, I can throw something down and send it to you. Be like, yo, that's it right there. Or tweak this and tweak that, and I'll get it right back to you. And it just blends, man. And I'm blessed to have it.
divine intentions. That's what that really is.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so it's a divine look. Everything in this universe works with energy, and you know, ever since Instant Brotherhood, you know, it's
No
been,
doubt.
It's
No
been
doubt.
the energy of good people, and that pull is super strong, you know. And
we were trying on that. We were like, yo, we got to get a Jay Johnson track on. We got to get a Jay Johnson track on. And we are like, all right, we're going to get a Jay Johnson track right after we do the album.
I was too greedy. I'm like, damn, I need both verses.
Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely.
I,
Yo,
I couldn't part ways.
And Jay Johnson, you know, next time you do the video, man, I just want to, you know, say, there you go, babe. There you go. You know what I'm saying? It's right there. It's right there.
Hey, I will make sure I will have my hair cut.
I didn't notice till you
next
said it.
video. I will make sure I will shave my head the day prior. 4 hours before we go on set, I'll square myself away.
Done
I'll,
deal.
Hey, yo,
I'll
Quo.
knock that out.
Speaking of changes on the video, right?
Mm.
You ain't seen Professor Pearsall lately. Professor Pearsall like 100 pounds less than like he used to be, bro. He was like you seen him when he was going through the drop.
Yeah,
Yo, Professor Pearsall looked like a whole different human being. He's like half a
Wow.
human, gone.
that's
Like,
excellent.
yeah, man,
Congratulations,
crazy. Yeah, so
Professor.
shout out to him.
Yeah, man. Good job.
Whatever he is, I think he's 11th degree Taekwondo.
Definitely.
Like, you know what I mean? Like
That's
he's
insane, bro.
crazy, absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
And by the way, shout out to my wife. She just did testing for. She's a black belt as well. She's working on her 2nd degree. She's a few stripes away. As is my son. And I think once my wife does one more stripe, Professor Pearsall, she will have caught up to my son, and my son's going to go back at it. He's taken like a 4-month hiatus. He was done with it. Now he's going back at it. He wants to get his 2nd degree with her. So, and the other day he squared up like Taekwondo. And then he came home to me and said, "Daddy, somebody said something, and I just did this, and like out of instinct." And he goes, "I still have the instincts." And I was like, "Oh gosh, don't be. I don't need to be getting those calls home." My son is, the black belt attacked me. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's
That's all we need.
Gotta love it. Gotta love kids, man.
Yeah, absolutely. He wrote, "I'm an old broken guy." So Professor Pearsall, I've been working.
No smoke with him, dog, man.
I've been working at UDC 5.5 years, right? When I first got there, Professor Pearsall was telling me how old he is, right? And now he's still kicking that same song and dance. I'm an old broken down. That's his whole steez. He's the oh, you would never suspect me. It took me like a year and a half to even know he did Taekwondo. That's how he is. He moves, oh, I'm just I'm an old man, whatever. He ain't even that old, man. He's just like, he plays that on the humble, and then he's like,
it's a mind state, right? And of course, you're not killing yourself at all.
Yeah.
In general, it's a mind state.
Yeah, I know who not to mess with. By the way, he's the president of the faculty senate. I always say faculty senate. It's the union, so I forget the full title. Type the title in there. The full actual title, because I always say it wrong. But yeah, he's the president of the faculty assembly. I always forget how to call it. He wrote near 70 years old. Yeah, man. Come on, man. It's old if you let it be, man. It's old if you let it be. Speaking of old, now y'all know I'm always posting the ridiculous videos of playing basketball, right? So I've been a little light on the posting on Instagram of the shooting. So I pulled a tendon. I'm playing in 2 different leagues at the same time. So I've been playing a lot of basketball and pulled a tendon after scoring a basket, walking off the court. So it wasn't even during I played like 2 games a week at UDC we play in the murals, right? We play at like 2:00, 2 games a week. And they've been very nice working around my schedule, my teaching schedule, right? To get me in there. And you had to go like audition and do all this kind of stuff, right? And they were making the teams. And then I'm on this weekend team. I play on Saturday. So I'm playing 3 games a week. No biggie. Played 2-3 weeks. It's just random Thursday. I'm out there. I scored and I turned and I said, I'm going to wear low tops because I've had this tendon injury for like 9 years. And sometimes it can feel a little, you tighten up the sneakers
right on the
a little
ankle
bit.
too. It's right on the ankle.
It's a high ankle tendon, both sides of the tendon, but one of them acts up because they're in juxtaposition with each other, right? And doctor was like, yo, it's one of these injuries that when you do both your tendons and your ankle, it never actually heals, right? It's like
why I cringe every time I hear tendon.
Bro, I know the Achilles story, bro.
But
so the thing is, for me, I've got to a point where I finally went for, not to bore everybody with this, but it took me like a year and 2 months to actually go in because my wife was bothering me. She's like, when you're walking, you're limping down the stairs, there's something wrong. This ain't just an ankle
How
twist.
long you gonna use that cane for?
Right. And so I'm like, I've never really sprained an ankle that heavily. I did one in high school, minor. All the basketball I've played, I never really did it that badly. I've been very lucky. No knee, no ankle, nothing, right? So never broke an ankle or knee, but I've broken wrists and stuff. So a year goes by, and I'm still complaining about this thing. And she's like, you just got to go see a specialist. I go to this dude who treats the Celtics in Boston, right? He's the Tufts physician. He sits me down, and there's a Celtic on the bench, like one of the benches. He's an older Celtic. He's like 60 years old. I didn't even know who he was. And he was like, yeah, I played. I'm looking him up. I'm like, oh, damn, this dude played in the Celtics for like 15 years, right? He's like, oh, bro, you did both tendons? Yeah, it'll never heal. He told me that the first day. He goes, that doesn't heal. He goes, it'll get better, you'll maybe be 80 to 90%, but it's all you're always gonna
My
feel a
brother
little
said the
twinge, bro.
same thing about like a hamstring too. I mean,
It's crazy, bro.
you pull the hamstring, you do that one
Yep.
real severe
Yep.
sprain or pull, it's a forever
Yeah,
thing.
It's
I
like
agree.
yeah, and so that was disheartening. So I'm like, all right. So I go in there and the dude starts giving me steroids in the ankle. It's like some kind of spray thing or whatever, right? And it's like it goes through your body or something crazy. So he's doing steroids in my, and I'm like, it's that bad? He's like, oh yeah, you got to rebuild the muscle. So I'm doing all this like stuff twice a week with this dude for like 2 months. And it got to the point where it was like 90% better. I was having trouble walking down the stairs in the morning, right?
Mm.
And so it got to the point where after I'd come out of his thing, it'd be sore, and then later in the day, it'd feel real strong. And then a couple years removed, and I've known the way to do the exercises, and it's pretty good. So I've had this injury 9 years, and I'm pretty much 90% normal when I play. Every now and then you'll tweak it just a little bit, and it goes away in 5 minutes, and I don't even think about it. But maybe once a year or two, it'll go a little harder, but that one, just the way I stepped, man, from wearing the low tops and having it tighten right on it, it just went, oh god, I was like, I knew I did it
Folks,
that
stop talking
bad,
about the tendon, man. You make
bro. So I felt like it regressed all the way back to then, and it's been almost 2 weeks, and only today am I able to jog at like a regular pace, but I've been out there shooting anyways, being out there stubborn. I almost tried to play a couple days ago because we almost didn't have enough people. Luckily I didn't have to,
balling.
but I'll be back at the my
Oh,
Sunday
yo, just
game.
so
I'll
I
be
just
back.
gotta do a real quick intermission here. If anybody watching this on my Facebook page, I cannot see the comments. It took me 45 minutes to get into this restream thing. It was trying to go into an old account. I had to change
Yeah,
6 passwords.
it's always an issue. Yep.
Man.
It's always an issue. And I see people reacting to stuff, and yeah, so I'm getting the feeds that are coming through one of the pages right now. So I'll try to monitor it a little bit better.
Yeah,
But
I'll go back to everybody after. It's cool.
yeah, absolutely. But yo, we'll play the joint in a couple minutes here. But yeah, so I mean, that was a long-winded way of saying of talking about the old age, man. You know that your body is telling you something when you getting injured and you didn't do anything, right? Like that's what people always say, man. You know what I mean?
It's like that dude, professor, the basketball professor.
Yep.
He snapped his Achilles too.
Oh, when did he do that?
I want to say like 3 years ago, maybe,
Wow.
or something like that. But he bounced
That's
back.
even worse, bro. I mean, that's a whole different level. I mean, I just feel like I got a weak tendon. You know what I'm saying? But snapping the Achilles, just the words "snap" and Achilles in the same sentence,
Jesus Christ.
And,
just not good,
so
bro.
we
One tendon you
moved
don't want to
past
snap.
that. We stitching that up. That's gone. Peace.
So let's talk another issue. So speaking of products, Jay Johnson, man, tell the people about your whole stuff you've been putting out on the regular, man. You've been putting out like major beats and beat albums. So let's hear what you got going on.
All right, man. I started. I just felt like I had something that people would want to hear and would want to resonate to, and that's what really got me started doing, like, being a producer and all that good stuff. I mean, I've been DJing since I was 16. I got into the simple, the mixes and just doing like little house parties around my neighborhood in Atlanta. And being from New York, my dad would send me up to my mom's house in the Bronx every summer, and me and my brother would like fight over the radio of like who would like get the fresh tapes and record Mr. Magic or like Kiss FM or WBLS on the weekends, because they would do their things and we would take those tapes back, man, and we be the hit on the block because we got music that's not going to hit down south till like 3 or 4 months later, So that's how I got into the music thing. And my sister, God bless her soul, that's who I named my production company after. Her name was Demetrius. It was D for short. I don't know if everybody know or not, but during the inception of hip hop in the 70s, I'm a little young shorty. I'm like 6, 7 years old, so I can't go to the go into the parks and hear the DJs do their thing, whatever. So my sister would put me and my younger brother on the fire escape. Like we'd go downstairs to the local bodega, go grab us some pizza, and would just sit us on the fire escape, and we'd have a bird's eye view, of the DJs and MCs in the park doing their thing. And I was blessed enough to see the birth of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? I can distinctly remember one day, doggone Grandmaster Flash pulling up in a limousine, walking up to a set and doing like a 15-20 minute thing, just going crazy on somebody's turntables, and then like chalking up the deuces, getting a limo and drive down like 2 or 3 or more blocks and go do a set on somebody else's turntables. I mean, I lived it. And then coming down to Georgia and getting my getting my doggone tooth long, and doing summer jobs, and finally getting my own turntables and doing just doing little house parties. It wasn't about getting paid or nothing. It was just, man, I was having fun. I was
Yeah.
and exactly. If I was just having fun.
So what's tell them what's the name of your product though? What's the name of your most recent
the product that's out? I mean, the one that's out now. The one that's out now is called Dopamine. All right, and it's what's up?
Tell them about that.
Okay, so Dopamine is like a lo-fi boom bap type album, and I did it because somebody came to me, was like, yo, I see you doing everything else, you doing the R&B, you doing the trap, you doing this, but I ain't heard you do no lo-fi, so I dare you to put one out. And I just
lo-fi king, bro. What are they talking
and
about?
I was like, okay, I'll try it. I mean, I've done it before, but it wasn't, I don't think my last lo-fi album, which was as prominent, or it made this one made more sense, because the first lo-fi album I did, I had no clue what I was doing. I would like listen to people that do lo-fi and try to mimic what they're doing, and that's not me. I'm gonna put my spin on my music. Like I said before, I will take, I like how Timbaland syncopates his beats, so I would use that into some of my stuff. Or I like how Dre just, how Dr. Dre's 808 sometimes is like not overbearing, but it's prominent in his beats, so I'll use that to my advantage. I mean, not just making music, I study music as well, because I want to be just as good, or not, or I want to be in the same breath as DJ Premier, as as all the great producers, and I mean, and they got their start from somewhere, so why not, and then this is where you get your chops. So where you being, somebody from the bottom getting there, and it's starting to get, and I'm starting to get noticed, because YouTube came up to me, was like, yo, man, you got something? I'm like, yeah, I got something. And I presented myself to you, and look what's going on now,
Exactly.
So and it's beautiful, but I never thought that Dopamine would get the recognition that it did. I mean, within the first month, I got 20,000 streams, and I would have never thought I would have got that.
Yeah.
And it's great.
People coming at you for interviews and all that too, man. That's how it goes, all that hard work, authenticity, being yourself, and mastering your craft. That's what the recipe is, and having fun, right? You put all that together, and
having and someone giving you $100,000 to promote it, and then you're huge. Right.
Hey, you know what? I even told Pro,
that is the recipe, though. Everything you just said plus money, right? Without money, it's beautiful, and people make a buzz, and some people will fizzle out, right? But with a little bit of backing, you take something like that and you can be a premier. You know what I'm saying? It's like you got the drive, you got the talent, you got the ear, and you got a couple people, a few squad that believes in you or whatever, and then just a little backing, bro. It doesn't take, it's not rocket science. It isn't. But
It's
you
funny.
gotta
It's
have
funny
those ingredients, though.
how often people do it with less talent and less skill, and less authenticity, but have the backing to make it. It's just how
I mean, that is.
the money
I think
part
of it
is.
as. I think of it as like a histogram, right? Like four bar charts, like a bar chart, right? And I ain't even trying to make it math. I'm just saying, just picture a bar graph, right? And it's like talent, right? And it's like backing, right? And it's like drive as the major three, And it's like you can have all the talent and none of the drive, and it doesn't work out. It's like Kobe's Kobe because he has the talent and the drive, right? And he's had the body and everything too. It's LeBron James same way. All the greats, right? All the greats. It's you got to have the talent, you got to have the drive, and you got to have someone who believes in you. Obviously, the NBA is the machine for that metaphor, but it's like if you have one of those things that's way off the chart, you're still going to get out there. It's will you be able to sustain? And if you don't usually have those three in the music industry, anyways, there's going to be a mismatch. People are going to go, "Yo, how did I not hear of you?" It's because I don't have the backing, right? Or how did I not? It means one of those bar graphs is not high enough. You know what I'm saying? And it's usually not the talent for the people that when you get those comments and people are coming up to you doing interviews and be like, "Yo, Jay Johnson, like who are you? Where have you been?" That's this bar ain't up high enough because that's the backing.
Yeah, because I mean, think about like just this regular comment that we've all gotten. Yo, that's you. Why ain't you made it yet?
Right.
I mean, it's endless comments like that.
100 times.
Exactly, right?
I'm always quick to retort, define made it, because I feel I've made it 4 times over. You know what I'm saying?
See, your definition of it outweighs anybody else's.
Right.
But that remark is so common for people to say, like, you sound like you should be here when I compare you to this guy, right? So it's how you translate that, and will you give up or will you continue to pursue it? And that all comes down to why you're doing it, right? Why are you doing it? You love doing it. I wanted to, I've been out for a minute, so I'm trying to, Fly, what's up, brother? What's new, man?
Gravy, brother.
I had to transition real quick.
Enjoying my transition from corporate America, and actually, man, working on as you know, been working on some music and stuff like that.
Some heat. Go check out Hammer Time, people. Better lives Yahweh. Hammer Time.
He gave you a touch with the transition part, but he didn't elaborate. He's just like, just doing my thing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm doing just trying to be trying to get back into the swing. I did lose a little momentum, when everything kind of went down with my mom. She kind of went to a tough spot, and so she's great now though.
That's beautiful.
It worked out, and man, it just kind of revitalized me, man, and getting back in the lab, man, getting back to work,
Oh, are we sitting on some? We sitting on some. Like, ooh,
sitting on some.
They
heat.
don't even understand. Oh my god.
Yeah, definitely.
They sitting on some bow tie fly.
Oh, Pro ain't even heard
ties,
it. Did Pro hear Young and Fresh?
What? No, I don't think so.
Oh my god.
No, it couldn't have. That and it's a lot, man. It's a lot, man. Yeah, it's a lot, and I got one other one I need to do. Got some stuff I need to send to y'all too. Just kind of round out some projects and stuff that I'm working on, but that's it, man. Of course, we got the project I Am Fly out there. MC Hammy is one of the feature tracks on there, and my approach, man, to music is definitely love, man. It's for me, it has always been an outlet, like a therapeutic one too. Kind of one of those things where it's just like, I'm gonna do this anyway, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Because I love it. I'm passionate about it. I study it. I appreciate it. I value it as much as an artist as I do. I'm a fan of it as much as I am an artist of it. And so, I just appreciate it for what it is, and so I can see myself doing this forever. Really,
And
no matter, like
ever,
I said,
and
no
ever,
matter what,
ever, forever,
and
ever.
ever and ever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And just keep making music,
For
man,
real.
and keep doing it for fun. And like to Pro's point and your point as well, how we define making it. It's just like what was your reasoning for doing it in the first place? The same thing, bro. Jay was saying about just showing up to do it because it was fun.
Absolutely, bro.
Like,
Absolutely.
I couldn't imagine doing anything else, at this moment or at this time. When I'm in the studio, I'm in the booth, and I'm just like, all right, I can't imagine being anywhere else or doing anything else at this present time, or the time you spend in your own head and your own mind, and you producing or you writing, and you just like you in your own zone. And me and Pro kind of talk about that quantum part of it, where it's just like sometimes something comes out of your brain, and you're just like, where did that come from?
It's not from me.
You shock yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
after a while, you be like, it ain't me. You know what I'm saying?
It's the
Hey,
I'm just a vessel.
I'm a caveat off that thought. I'm gonna show y'all something right now. All right, wherever I go, I'm working. All right, I don't care. I don't care where.
My bad.
I don't care where I'm at. I don't care where I'm at.
Show it
I'm
one
working.
more time.
What's up?
Show it one more time.
Yeah, we're
Hold on.
trying to blow the
Hold
screen
on.
up.
I'm trying to solo your thing, but it's
I don't care where I'm at.
Got your MP, got your Kai MPC.
No doubt.
with you.
No doubt. I don't care. I don't care where I'm at. I'm working. All right. I mean,
That's it.
my schedule is crazy. It's like right now, I gotta be somewhere at 6:00 in the morning tomorrow. I gotta be somewhere at 6:00 in the morning. And
we got to play some Jay Johnson then. We got we got to get this no joint cracking.
Yeah, Pro, I might have to send you 2 songs.
Oh,
one
you might have
the one I'm talking about with Jay.
Yeah.
And then the one I'm talking about with Fly.
Yeah. Send it. All right. So this is what I'm gonna do. Speaking of doing it for the fun, right? I'm gonna play you a little piece of a Jay Johnson track that's not done, right? I love the raw ingredients, but I haven't had time to really make it work, right? All because of the intro bar. And then there's a last verse that I really haven't really messed with that much, but it's got a couple bars in there that are some of my favorite bars I've ever said in my life, right? Wow. Now, nobody really heard it, but it's just, it's because of the scheme more than anything. It's not so much the lines, it's more the scheme, right? So check out the beginning, and then I'll play the end. And so this beat is just nasty. It's just a nasty gra kind of rhyme, right? I got to work on it. It's going to change, but I'm going to give people a sneak peek just so we can highlight a little Jay Johnson. So it's called No Joke. That's what I call it, and this is a piece of it.
Oh,
is that loud enough? Play a little louder. Y'all can hear it?
Yeah, I got you.
This ain't no woe is me. Pro's whole life, only no poetry. This ain't no joke to me. Pro's whole life, only no poetry.
This that Jay Johnson song, play it in concert. Sick the professor on him, I'm quick to main source him. The Pro's large, been known all over Boston. A bachelor with the masters in math, now at a doctorate. Straight conquered, every challenge made stronger. Many talents made paperbacks, how I became an author. So awesome to write my life songs in a different chapter. Each track gets more conscious, more self-aware, more care put in responses, with more thought put into courting sponsors. Do it for more than a love, supporting causes, because I'm too aware of how much this music's costing. A small fortune I spent, made and lost it, and made it back again, cause the pen game's so monstrous. And maintain this career and stayed accomplished with flows that persevere till the day they close the coffin.
This ain't no woe is me. Pro's whole life,
we fast forward a little bit here.
This ain't no
I gotta go back to that line.
This Pro's whole life, only no poetry. No joke me. Pro's whole life, only no poetry.
This that Jay Johnson song, play it in concert. Sick the professor on him, I'm quick to main source him.
This that Jay Johnson. I just really wanted to come in with something that really like highlights who it is. You know what I mean? To be like, yo, this is like some quintessential Jay Johnson, because it's that lo-fi boom bap.
I was just gonna say that this is lo-fi boom bap.
This is what it is. Every beat that I've done so far for Jay Johnson, is lo-fi boom bap, even though he's got way better beats in terms of like what would bang right now. You know, like he was saying, he's got beats that are very, very right now that would kill it, right? But it's like, yeah, that's cool, but I still want to mess around with some of these lo-fi. Even though I've been telling Jay, I'm like, yeah, don't even send me any more like this because I got enough. But I'm like, yo, but I'm like, for what these are, and then listen to what it brings out of you on the bar side. Here comes the later bars. Here, let me go to it.
On Sun Cash that's fully
Come to me, pros for life, only know.
Traveler rocks big
Alright,
time,
here.
y'all. That's not
Only know poetry.
I ain't trying to big time, y'all. That's not called for. No entourage at all. Y'all can say that for Mark Wahlberg, a blue collar fighter from Lowell, traveler, rock star. Hard as the best scar balls across genres. Still, these killmongers wanna get all Wakanda. I'll leave them with their ancestors like T'Challa.
Stop. Yo. Yo. Dude said,
Yeah, man.
still
You get to talk
them
on the beat.
killmongers still them killmongers want to act all Wakanda. I'll leave them with their ancestors like T'Challa. What? Yo, still them killmongers want to act all Wakanda. I'll leave them with their ancestors like T'Challa. And I was like, too early? But I was like, nah, it's exactly what I'm
Too
trying to say.
soon.
You know what I'm saying? And the Din Djarin, like the whole Mandalorian thing, like that was going on, the scheme in there or whatever. It was just, I get excited. I don't care if anyone else gets the rhyme at all. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I like rhymes like that to get me that excited. And I'll put
That's
out
what
the
it's
whole
about.
song because there's a couple bars in there that really got me excited. You know, and I love the beat, obviously, but you know what I'm saying? But that's the biggest honor you can give a producer, someone who makes you want to write. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah,
Every time.
something about that beat just makes me want to go, this that Jay Johnson song, play it in concert, sick the professor on him, I'm quick to main source him. And obviously large professor was in main source. And my name being professor, I'm like, sick the professor on him, I'm quick to main source him and turn main source into a verb. I'll main source him. You know what I mean? It's just like, that's what that brings out of you. You know what I'm saying? And those are upper echelon bars, honestly, and they I'll make a whole song because you make me say an upper echelon bar as an intro, and I'm like, yo, I gotta bookend that at the end, like, you know, still them killmongers want to get all Wakanda, I'll leave them with their ancestors like T'Challa, you know what I mean? It's like it pulls it out of you, and then you get excited about it. You're like, yo, that's dope. If I heard an MC say that, I would grab my pen and my notebook. And it didn't happen in a vacuum.
And
It's
it
the
make
beat
you want to
that made
write.
you write. Yeah, it's the beat that makes you want to write. So that's crazy.
back in the days when we didn't have instrumentals, man, we were writing over people rapping.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Sure was.
Absolutely.
Sure was. And
And
then when the cassette player came out, with with the evolution of the boom box where you can actually record over the cassettes.
mm-hmm.
When they put the record button on the boom box, bro. And
Bro, I
started,
was a
doing your
master.
own raps and beating.
I spliced them.
Man.
Hey, big shout
Oh, and after that,
Freedom Corner brand in the building, iBHood.
FCB.
Uh-oh.
Shout out to Charlie.
Charlie is the angel. Charlie is the angel. That's what it should be.
Yeah. So
Charlie's the
Mr.
angel.
I sent you 2 records, bro. I sent you the Jay Johnson joint, and I sent you the Fly
Yes, sir.
Cruise joint.
I have to load them up into here to get it. For whatever reason, I have to play it through this platform, but I'll load them up in a second. Let's play No. So let's, without further ado here, let's get my man Jay Johnson's joint here. So I'm just gonna foreshadow it. This is what I'll say about it. This joint, when I was listening to it in the car, oops, I think I've crashed my set there. I'll have to reload it. But I'm listening in the car, and I'm like, what does this joint make me say? You know, and it's like I'm sitting there humming, I'm driving around, and I'm like, da na 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 na. You know, like that's how it basically goes, right? It's got this little melody, and it's like da na 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 na. And I just start humming the thing because I had it on, and I'm like, oh, let me bring that one back again, right? And it's honestly like when people will say, yo, like what's No like? In my head, I'm like, I wanted to make a track to a beat that's actually kind of soft. You know what I'm saying? It's not like a boom in your face like he was talking about with Dr. Dre beat. It's like the low end's there, but it ain't gonna like overwhelm you, right? This isn't a monster boom back kind of look at me, I'm a tough guy kind of track. You know what I'm saying? In fact, it's quite the opposite. So I'm thinking to myself, and I'm like, da na 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 na. And all of a sudden, I'm just driving my car, not even thinking about like what the rhymes are. I'm like, when everybody's saying, and I was like, ooh, that was dope. When everybody's saying, and I was like, when everybody's saying no, na 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 na, and I was like, oh, that is the line. I don't need to sing
The
Hey,
melody.
when
and
The
and
everybody's
melody.
saying
and
no.
what's
And I was like, I said, is that's Pro on the hook?
Mm,
what's
Man,
Never heard anything like this from Pro, bro.
what's
never.
crazy about this whole thing is that I was in Korea and I had jet lag and I couldn't sleep.
oh
So
yes, tell him.
I put it together and it was just I'm like, yo, what you think about this? And I just sent it to him. Like, yo, just let me know what you think about this. It
Mm,
just nothing comes. I just yo, just what you think about it? And I swear, 15 minutes later, I can hear him. I can hear Pro in the car listening to it, humming,
mm-hmm.
humming the hook.
Na na
Like,
na
oh,
na
he's like,
na.
yo, I got something for it already. Give me a couple days.
Mm.
Like
Yeah.
I mean, it was that quick. So
It
and
was
and
only
it
a couple
just
days because I literally had no time to actually go write anything, and I was like, "Yo, I get it's my schedule's gonna free up in like 2 days. I'll get something done to it." I'm like, I already get the melody in my head, and I know what I want to do. I really want to be like, I'm tuning people out whenever they tell me no. I'm not even listening. Like I'm just like, if everybody's giving me that cold shoulder, I'm just like, I'm gonna make a song out of it. I'm gonna go na 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 na, just like when I'm a little kid, na 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 na. So I'm like, ooh, that's actually gonna be the concept. Like I'm gonna write to that, and I'm gonna think about in my own life all the things that have happened. And the interesting thing is, I was thinking about C. Steez because at the point I was working on a resume with C. Steez, and he was getting frustrated that he was getting no's. And I could totally relate to that. We've all been in interviews where we haven't got the job. And I'm
Yep.
like, yo, let me really work with this. Let's tighten this thing up. And he got the job. He got the job. I wrote his recommendation of doing this thing, right? But if you don't know C. Steez, and all you see is a resume that's decent, it's not going to speak for him. This dude needs to polish. You know what I'm saying? And so what he always says to me is he's like, yo, Pro, get that polish. Like when he heard this joint, he was like, yo, the polish in that joint is insane. But part of it is it's also Robbie Rowland. Robbie Rowland engineered the joint, right? And Robbie Rowland is a master. And Robbie Rowland was my other mentee. And I look at it like, C. Steez and Robbie are very similar because I've got to work with Robbie a long time. And I could see the polish on Robbie before he could. And it's been the
Shop.
same with C. Steez. I'm like, yo, I see the polish on this dude. I know, like, when people see him in his best light, they're gonna go, yo, they're gonna see him exactly how I see him if they didn't have a chance to. And sometimes, like, if you got average resume writing skills, your stuff's gonna go in the circular file. No one's ever gonna hear it. And you're gonna feel like it's you. And in reality, it was just, no, it wasn't you. It was you write resumes average and somebody else over here does it for a living. And they ain't even the person who wrote their own resume. They hired somebody else. They just knew someone, or they had the money, they had the support. And it's that metaphor we were talking about with the music industry, right? It's like, and this is what I'll say to artists, and the same thing. It's like, y'all know I write, bios and stuff, right? For like, not just for people, but I'll make them for the song. And the press release on this is stupid. So first people I said it to, they're like, yo, we got to write an article on that. And it's like the polish of the song demands the respect of the polish of the resume as well. So it's like you have to have all those things to even give yourself a chance. If you just putting music out and the music is only getting heard by a very small amount of people, it's like it could be the greatest thing in the world, but if it isn't going to get into the actual right hands, and which might be the media in some cases, then it's just going to be like a small circle of people hearing that music. So how do we make sure that we have all the right ingredients, right? This is the press release for. Let me pop it up here for you before we even play it. I mean, it sounds like boring stuff to say, "Yo, we're gonna show you a press release."
Nah,
I
this song
think,
move, man.
yeah, man. It's like this is the Word doc of it, right? This is the Word doc of the press release. But let me actually jump back and actually show the PDF, because it's like, yo, we we are competing against people who have unlimited budgets, or might as well be as close to unlimited as you can possibly imagine, right? So I want someone to see this, and I say this with artists, and I say it when I'm in calls, and I say it when I'm in conference. Anytime I'm in a conference, it's this kind of knowledge that we all have, right? That we don't get to always say publicly is the thing that'll separate us. And it's like, this is what's in my, the song's not even out yet, right? And it's like, there's the press release as a doc. There it is as a PDF. There's the wave file of the acapella. There's the wave of the song. There's the MP3. There's the instrumental with the hook. There's the promo reel. There's the lyrics. There's the cover, even without the words "no" in it. There's the final version of the cover as a PDF, as a JPEG, as a ping. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, this is what it looks like. And it's not. I'm not saying it's the greatest thing in the world, but I wrote that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I wrote that because I have the confidence to know that I'm going to sit down now and I'm going to get it right. Like, it's not going to be perfect, but I'm going to get it to the point where it's going to compete with somebody else. This is just a Word doc. All it is Word. It's sitting there and taking the time and effort to make sure that I hyperlink the pictures. You know what I'm saying? Like, the pictures are hyperlinked to the sites, right? That goes to Freedom Corner site. That goes to Sony Orchard. That goes to Fresh Flavor Entertainment.
Oh,
Which, by the way, Fresh Flavor Entertainment promo and protection is actually this dude right here in the video, who actually works with me at UDC. He's a former basketball player. He works in the music industry. He's a great dude, great human. We had him being the guy telling me no in the interview. And there's Professor Pearsall. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, when you have great ingredients, the product is going to come out great. Then it's just a matter of how much do you believe in it? How much you're going to get it out there. And if you don't believe in it, you won't have a good press release. You won't even make a press release. That tells me immediately that you don't believe in it. Or you didn't want to go out and get someone to write a press release because you don't believe you're worthy of someone writing an article about you. I'm worthy of someone writing an article about me, so I'm going to write this. Now, granted, I've only sent it to about 7 places because time is also a factor, right? If we had bigger teams and bigger budgets, again, that thing isn't up all the way as high as it should be. But it's like, you cannot expect some greatness to happen unless you have at least sat down and said, you know what, I got to make myself a one sheet. I got to make myself a little bio. I got to make it look like it can compete with everything that's out there. Because if I'm saying with a straight face to somebody, I need 10 grand to come to your college, they got to look and see 10 grand. And it ain't just about, what's that?
Where's the blueprint?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's certainly, look, that's Spotify, right? So go into, right now I have the Spotify thing set up as the pre-save, right? So you go to my Spotify or any normal pedestrian, whatever, we might on a great day have 1,000 followers, maybe 2,000, maybe 200, maybe, that ain't going to be the thing that's going to be like, oh my God, boy, we con them. Look at our fake 50,000 followers that we have, or maybe our real 50,000 followers, right? But when that's the last thing to come up is getting the budget to come up, and everything else can be in place and budgets can come later. But if you stay faithful with it and you do everything that's correct, right? People will either support and get on that wagon, and that thing will start to rise and other people will lend their resources to it. Or they might wait to the next project if the quality ingredients were put down and everybody starts to say, yo, all they do is quality stuff. Everything is at a certain, bar level. And it's like, I just put the plea out for artists to be like, get a quality beat, write quality lyrics, get a quality mix, get a quality press release, and don't stop working it. I will work this song, I promise all of you, for 5 years. At a minimum, I will work this song for 5 years. It's like, because I believe in it that much. I don't care if people don't hear it for the first 3 months because I'm that confident about this song relates to me. So I know there's other people out there that it's going to relate to as well. And it's like, how much do we believe in it? You know what I mean?
Yes, it's no.
Say it again.
I said that's so. Yes, it's a no.
That's right. That's right. It's like I refuse to make a song called No and take no for an answer. You know what I'm saying? So that's the moral. So here it is, man. Here it is. This is Jay Johnson produced No.
Ding 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 ding.
Y'all hearing it yet?
No.
We ain't
Not
nothing.
yet.
You hear it or no?
No.
Are y'all saying no?
No.
I'm
So
saying no.
we're saying no, we can't hear it.
We're not.
Let's change that.
No. Now we got it. No.
There we go.
Don't be telling me no on no.
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, no. Jay Johnson, Bobby Rowland, Freedom Corner Band.
Well, everybody's saying no.
When all they're telling you is no. I'm singing na 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 na.
Well, everybody's saying no.
I'm singing na 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 na. When all they're telling you is no. I'm singing na 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 na.
Listen, they told me no at the interview. Really, it's been a few times, probably several now. I'm feeling pitiful, no. It's such a powerful word, 2 little letters though. Flip it around till we guess it, we feel incredible, yo. Sometimes it's hard to say yes with all this negative stress and all this negative press. That's why I'm doing my best to keep a positive slant, figure my outlook. Need to be reconfigured, even my signature and outlook affects another, cause this whole world is cyclical. So if I correct another, I try to not be so critical. Sometimes that critical thinking we think is missing. Sometimes it's cause we missing these critical times we live in. Listen, people are missing their basics because their basics are missing. Life situation we placed in, sometimes a different check it. Often we cynical, know my wisdom to flip it. It's not a give and a take it for granted. It takes persistence. Listen, no.
I'm singing na 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 na. When all they're telling you is no. I'm singing na 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 na.
Well, everybody's saying no.
I'm singing na 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 na. When all they're telling you is no. I'm singing na 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 na.
Well, everybody's saying no. I know it can't be permanent. Believe me, I'm respecting that. And even while we learning that, we need to have perspective that feelings can change like the weather, whether we want them to. But we can help ourselves sometimes. That's if we bother to use a little kindness in life and put some effort in. You got a D on that assessment, don't say F it then. Look, I never been one to get too high or too low, but yo, I can't lie, sometimes I can't stand to know. I can't stand to know the score before I see the game. I truly believe our presence matters, we can be the change. If you can conceive it, you can achieve it, that's the secret frame. Our mind we need and sow the seeds and watch some seasons change. We need the pain sometimes, so when they're telling me no, I show a smile and put that no inside my melody, yo. The motivation we need, sometimes rejection, so I can go right back to the lab and achieve perfection with your no. Well, everybody's saying no.
Daddy, save the one I made.
When everybody's spreading hate, I spread love. When everybody's spreading hate, spread love.
There
Don't
she
say
goes.
F it.
Don't say F it then.
I love how you did that, man. I see you.
I see
That
you.
joint is so ill, man.
Thanks, man.
For so many reasons. You know? Like it's like the working man's, like the hard working man's like empowerment record. And from every age, from school to business to corporate, like just life, man. That's grown man music's story. It has that vibe of a story, just, and then the visuals. That's what's gonna. I can't wait to see that.
It's a song of to me, it's a song about battling adversity in your life.
Mm-hmm.
If I could sum it up, that's how I feel about that. Like those 2 letters, no, in this song is so positive. You know, it's just so positive to where, like, you see that track runner that falls at the beginning of the race, but gets up and you know, and just walks everybody down and wins the race, whether it be just by the skin of their, you know, the skin of their teeth, they still win, but they
Right.
got up. They had enough gumption to get up to still complete the race. And it's just, it's powerful, man. And I would have never thought that my song that a track that I just wanted him to listen to just to critique could be so meaningful.
Mm.
You know,
Thank you. That's
I'm humbled
meaningful
at
to
it.
me.
I'm humbled.
Meaningful to me, man.
That's the
That's great.
beautiful thing, man. I
I
love it.
had I sent an email to part of my email list, which I never do. I never send out stuff like that. I just don't like being that dude, right? And I was like, you know what? I just feel like I should send this out. And I sent it out to like maybe 400 people, right? And because I can only send like 500 at a time through this thing, right? So I'm like, let me grab a safe amount. It's like 400. And I still have thousands more to send out to, right? And I sent out 400 and 3 people responded immediately. And one of them is a dude I used to work with at one of the universities I taught at. He immediately wrote back. He's like, "I'm in tears." I was like,
Wow.
"What?" And I was like, "I never thought of the song like that." You know what I'm saying? He's like, "I'm in tears." He's like, "This song means so much to me. I can't even explain it." And I was like, "Yo, bro." And and shout out to Leslie University too, because he's at Leslie University. I won't put him on blast who he is, but and he's a poet, so I'm kind of putting him on blast. So
Ooh,
yeah, he's poet, administrator, faculty. So
oh, at
a
one
lot in
point.
common with me. But anyways, for him to say that, it just kind of made me think about the track too. And I'm like, sometimes you have to think about what a song means to someone else, even if it isn't necessarily exactly what you mean. And you know, writing it like the opening bar, what I really wanted people to get from that, not just like I said about the CC story and my own personal story. I've probably sent out in my life, I'd say 100 resumes, right? And you know, I've gotten 2 full-time jobs, and I'm just talking about education, like 100, right? I've only worked 2 full-time jobs, right? I have worked 10 part-time as well. You know, that's like at best 12 for 100. You know what I'm saying? At best 12 for 100. And adjunct positions when you're already full-time aren't that hard to get, right? So it's like, but you think about it, only 2 full-time positions for all, and I'd assume probably like 60 of those were for full-time positions. That's a lot of rejection. You know what I'm saying? And if we don't have our mind frame correct, we can't handle that kind of rejection. We start to think that we suck. And it's like what I always say to Quo. Quo is one of the best rappers I've ever heard, hands down. But I don't just mean local rappers that I live with. He's one of the best rappers I've ever heard in my entire life. Now, I don't care like who you want to. I don't care about all the popular stuff. First of all, I don't even think Biggie's that great personally. Just putting it out there.
He said,
Biggie's
oh,
average to me, right? Biggie's average to me. He's very average to me. Just truthfully, that's my own personal thing. I think Jay is way better than Biggie. It's not because I know him. My ear tells me he's better. You know, and it's like we don't have to have the same ear. That's cool. But like, I believe in his talent that much, and if I do, there's thousands of people who do. And the reason I know that is because there's 8 billion people in the world. And a lot of people, it does come down to math and probability sometimes because we can't conceptualize what 8 billion people mean. There's 300 plus million people in our country. We're coming up on 400 million. We can't even conceptualize what 400 million people means, right? Let alone that there's other nations that have a billion, right? So when you think of 400 million, and let's say half are adults who are capable to listen to something, right? Or old enough to get online or whatever, and not too old to, to know what it is, right? Let's say there's just conservatively 200 million people out there. We take the rejection ratio that we were just talking about. Like I had 12 out of whatever. We're like, oh, that's terrible. Only 12 people out of 100. That's 12%. Imagine if you could find a tribe of 12% of 200 million people. 12
right.
times 2 is 24. You're talking 24 million people if you could tap into that 12%. That's a sucky ratio because I'm talking how often we get a success when we feel like we're crap. But if you flip that, turn it around to a yes, you turn that around and you think about how many people just in our country, I'm sure 12% of the people that if you could let Jay Cruz get heard by every single person in the country, more than 12% of him are going to like him. You know what I mean? And it's like that's the kind of the mind frame to think about, and that's a drop in the bucket compared to the 8 billion. Because don't forget, 1,000 millions is 1 billion. We're talking 200 million right now. We can multiply that by 5 before we're up to one of the billions. You know what I'm saying?
And I'll tell you what, I got to see,
Oh,
seeing this video go viral and watching the numbers grow at such a high pace, but it still was like amazing seeing how 20,000 views at a high clip.
Yep.
And it was like just how long it took to get to the 600,000 to the 700,000 days.
Yep.
And you're thinking, man, this thing's flying. I'm looking at my feed and it's buzzing, but it still took days to get to that point at a 20,000 clip. So yeah, numbers are. It's understanding that. It's
and again, it's getting like, you know, the Biggie example, right? That I'm using facetiously in a way, right? It's like I obviously think Biggie's dope, right? Yeah. But it's like, who the f is this calling me in the morning? All right, listen to any bar you've ever said, and has it been said with that level of quality? The answer is clearly yes. What we are is we're familiar with the personality of Biggie. We're familiar with the entity of Biggie. We're familiar with the marketing of Biggie. Biggie's that dude on the corner who everyone can relate to, and he's keeping it a buck. Well, that's what we relate to with Biggie. Biggie saying, who the F is this called? He sounds like an old school rapper, to be honest with you. It's not even that incredible of a flow. It's very... And I'm not trying to say this just to knock Biggie. I'm just saying we overrate who we think are legends because we can relate to them. And we've seen them a million times. And no, he's not the best rapper. Sorry, he's not. You know what I'm saying? On every technical level, he's not going to score 10s. He might score 10 a couple things or whatever, but he's not, like, to me, anyways, just my opinion, he's nowhere near the GOAT. He's maybe the back edge of top 10. And I know that's like blasphemy in hip hop circles, but it's like when my ear hears quality craftsmanship, right? Like AZ can rap circles to me around Biggie, right? That's just my opinion. Now, is this content as important? Probably not, right? But if we're just talking about the approach to writing lyrics, Quo is more of an AZ line to me than a Biggie, right? Even though Quo's relatable, and I'm just using Quo because he's right here, but Quo's relatable. I could get behind the marketing of Quo. I can understand who he is as a human. I can relate to him. I can say, oh, I get that dude. But the way that he writes his rhymes is with such a much more serious pen game. The amount of thought and effort that goes in to do whatever he's doing to make that formula happen is reminiscent to me of more like an AZ, because you can feel the fine woven craftsmanship that's in the lyrics and a voice that's freaking incredible. So, and a voice that's better than Biggie and a voice that's better than AZ, right? Like way off. Like Quo's voice is like top tier. You know what I'm saying? And then you got all those other things.
I take a bow.
No, but I'm just saying. So everybody. No, I'm not. I mean. And to not gas him, hold on. To not gas him, everybody's got someone like that in their crew. Everybody's got a Quo in their crew who's that dude. He's incredible, but nobody really, you know, on this major level know him like that. And it's like no one wants to say it or prop the dude up or put a little back in behind him or make a polished track or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And do that, get that final bar up, you know, which is like, okay, so, you know, you've seen my track record, you've seen what I can do. Hey world, you know, but we also got to put ourselves in those positions too to receive that kind of blessing. But I'm sorry, go on.
So what I was, I'm gonna jump on that cocaine bag, that bandwagon as well. Your voice is distinctive. I'm gonna be totally honest with you. It's like, and I know you know who Big Pun is, and you definitely when like the first two doggone words come out of Pun's mouth, you know it's him. Sean Price. You know Sean Price when you hear Sean Price. You know what I'm saying? And that's where that's your niche. That's your bag. I mean, when you came to me 5-6 years ago, it's just like, yo, you got something? I'm like, yeah. And we conversed for a while, and I did that in that Wu-Tang joint, you know, which, you know, you kind of like threw me under the bus, but here we are. Yeah.
I kept it real though, bro. I kept it real with you, man. We still.
But no, I mean, but no. But thank you for that because, you know, once again, I got to know, but, you know, I kept plugging and here we are. You know
And
what I'm
everybody saying no.
How
saying?
perfect is that?
So here we
Na,
are.
na,
But
na,
what
na,
I'm
na.
saying is man, your voice, your penmanship, your cadence, the way you pick your songs, everything. You know what I'm saying? Because I know I've made stuff and I think I'm like, you know what? This would be great for Jay. This would be great. And I whether it's been, well, okay, I'm gonna get back to it, but I got this going on or whatever. It's just the way that you carry yourself as an MC that, dude, you're it. You're it.
Thank you.
Tag, you're it. I mean, that's what it is, and I can't wait till we finally get our heads together and do divine intention because you two together, man, is good. That's man, listen. You two
That's
together on
gonna
a
be.
doggone song. Man, listen. I'm either
Always forget where that beat is. That's one of those beats where I'm like, where is that beat? Yeah.
It's on my list, so I
hey,
just trust.
I have it. I
Give me
know
that
Jay
today.
got a copy of
Give me
it,
that today.
but I got a hard drive right here that has a copy of it. I got the MP3 and the WAV version, but unfortunately I don't have my computer here. But when I get home tomorrow evening, I will make sure you'll get a copy of Divine Intention.
Hmm.
I will make sure you get a copy of it.
Yeah, you're gonna
But
be opening that. That's what saved me. I was writing it the way that the instrumental works. It's just very special because it's an organic um, build up, and it kind of has to go that way. And I was trying to get my verse to go where it really shouldn't have gone. So by having you open it up and do what we was talking about, that changes the whole spectrum. Where now I don't have to worry
Right.
about anything except spitting my verse.
Oh yeah, now I remember what beat we're talking about. I just need to hear it though. But
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
well, take your time with it, but hurry up.
Yeah.
I can run my thing while I'm
I
sitting
just
here. I remember that beat. Yeah.
I think once Pro lays it,
I
I know
just
what
want it.
I'm doing.
I don't care if it ever comes out. I just want to hear you two on that track. You know what I'm saying? If it just stays with us three, I just want to hear you two on that track. Real talk. I I oh hold on. Speaking of shirts, the my logo shirts came in. All right,
What?
Oh,
so
Ooh,
yeah, yeah.
Pro.
So my logo shirts came in. I'm actually starting to get my brand up too. So I got a shirt for both of y'all. All right.
Word
Word.
up.
So
Put that on the IG and
so
Facebook, baby.
what's up?
Like I said, we're gonna put that on the IG and the Facebook. Come on now.
Oh, I gotta
Hey,
send you
that's
guys some.
cool, but
I got
that
no stickers made, by the way. I gotta send you some stickers, yo. Some like computer stickers, man, for the background. People don't know about that.
Ooh. Yeah, I
no
think
doubt.
play these records before I go to bed, man.
Oh yeah. Let me
Yeah,
see.
yeah,
You
no
guys keep
doubt, no
talking
doubt.
while I
The
try to do that.
the post worker got to get up, man. Man, I don't even want to talk about the post office. Ew. Shanked me. Shanked my time, but it's all good. I'm still
But
pushing.
everybody's in
But yeah, Jay, yeah, man.
Drug in the Flame, right?
Yeah, Drug in the Flame. That's Jay's production. So this is the next
Hey,
video that is gonna be done.
so
Him.
so before I gave you this beat, I called this beat battle tested. And
Yeah, I remember it. Yeah.
yo, this joint, this man, listen,
This
this
thing
joint.
hard. This thing hard, man.
I remember sending it to you, and like about 12 minutes later, you were just like, You just sent me an email and it's like, yo.
It definitely has his vibe all over it.
35.
That's all it said. That's all it said was, yo.
And then I hit you back the next day with the whole thing. Actually, it was probably that night, knowing me. Oh, I'd be spazzing sometimes, man. But you make me do that. I blame it on you. in the prettiest way possible.
I think I got it ready here. Let's see.
Yeah, but dude, the visual concept is gonna be crazy, man. I got my wife gonna do the visuals for me. Everything. I'm just doing it easy right now. You know, these are called the street version videos, and then we're gonna have the sweet version videos. Which
let's play it. So we're gonna play Drug and Flame. Drug and the Flame, right? Is the.
It's just drug and
flame. Got you.
Because I am J. Cocaine Cruz.
There it is.
Quotable drug. Dope quotes.
All right. This thing is still spooling here, but it'll be 1 second. Let's go.
But yeah, Jay, I felt, man, when I heard this thing, I said, no, he did. And again, that whole list that we went over, all of them did that. All of them.
Hey.
But yeah, I'm definitely, now that we're talking about it, Divine Intention, and now Pro's gonna get it. I've been slacking on my emails, man. I know, Pro, I got to catch up on like 2 emails from you.
Hey.
But we got to get that song done for sure. And I think I still want to do that conversation, Jay, where we get you on the phone. We'll fit it probably at the outro now.
All right, here we go.
You know what I mean?
Drug in the Flame. Da-na-na. All right, here we go. No, I can't even say new Quo. Soon to be Quo. Quo and J. Joe.
Yeah.
I'll get right here, though. What you got right there? We taking the industry over, my man.
What's that?
Yo, Stacks, my dog. Yo, I'm on a billionaire wallets. Grown Chris Wallace, poems all conscious. Leopold ostrich in the manch with a stylist. Stitch up the merch, all the fans wear polish. Rip up the turf, and the game spread knowledge. Worst come to worst, we the top rock wallets. Mezzanine chains, or a yard with no collars. A stick up kid, or a kid that went to college. Brick by brick, now them bricks is making dollars. J. Rice numbers, got a grip that never fumbles. Street decoration, so the money always tumbles. Peace with my neighbors, workforce is disgruntled. No limitation when you thinking off the bundle. Told vindication, you ain't looking for the crumble. Most of what I'm saying, slaying anything you mumble. The host on invasion, it ain't laying by the jungle. Posts like Carl, got the AI stumble. Save the last dance, we be hiring the muscle. Say the last dance, we be hiring the muscle. We hiring the muscle. Yo, this for all my people living lockdown. Bands of Eagles about to go and gain a pound now. Stay consistent, got the hustle, play foul. Slay the bidding, big bank Rothschild. Yacht clubs, Rick Ross lifestyle. Retire all the bickering, I put it in the ground. My homie off the Ritalin, he tiring the crowd. Michelin decision, so I treat it like it's down. Nike on the feet, new LeBrons, black style. I ain't going for no bronze, dream team smackdown. Y'all gnomes in the lawn, you ain't about to talk now. My daughter says shh, so shush in your lane. Make a lot of tens and the rhymes don't change. Commas over crooks, we don't play the same game. Comments in the books make the Twitter chirp sing. Bombers over hoodies, then the airline came. China got the goods, so the comfort remain. My beard out, I ain't covering the thing. It's weird out, but ain't nothing really strange. Euthanize rap, I got pity, I got shame. Do or die trap, I'm the drug in the flame. Smoke.
This is while the fiends are in the kitchen right here. and nip bottles and aluminum like foil. You can't stop this. Just gotta let
go. Yeah, so on the when I was thinking too, I made the edited version where I shortened it, right? Where it kind of ends like right after that verse. Now I'm thinking, man, we can put some dope visuals for that and just let that beat ride, bro. That thing's so hard. Oh, that thing is so hard.
Yo, I have a video in my head for that, man. I got a whole. It reminds me of like '90s New York, when it, like sort of the mid '90s New York, kind of like artifacts were out. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
that kind of era. You know, Beat Nuts, like that time frame. Obviously Mobb Deep. You know what I'm saying? But that whole, when independent hip hop was starting to really pop off, and there were like all kinds of fractions happening on that East Coast kind of New York thing, reminds me of that time. But I got a kind of crazy visual. I don't even want to say it. The visual idea.
We'll talk about it because I got two scenes in my head that I'm like obsessing over. That just like came to me immediately, and it's all going to depend on if I can make it work with the equipment I have and lighting and processing the data, because you know it's so dope with the 4K phones now. You know what I mean? Just shooting at 4K 60 frames. It takes a long time.
My phone's 8K, bro. My phone.
Yeah, 8K is super legit.
I mean, it eats up all your memory, but you know, say.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta, you know, for me, it's like I'll do for the Tobacco Suede video. I did like 4 different takes with that, and I had shot it with my wife's iPhone because she got the iPad. So wifey shot it with the iPhone. It took like 6 hours for the iCloud to get it. So automatically her phone data connects to her iPad, and normally it's like that. 6 hours, bro, for like 12 minutes of footage. So
let me show you guys a picture of this footage. Check this out. But what you really need to do is get that camera, bro. Hold on. You gotta get that camera right there.
Oh, that thing's bad, bro.
That's the Sony Red, bro.
Ooh, oh, that thing's bad.
That thing is bad. Dude, the slow-mo on that camera is stupid.
Yeah.
That's
Dude,
Josiah
that
Mendoza.
video's gonna be so crazy.
This is his grip, but the show you some behind the scenes footage here. I got lunch.
The little healthy meat.
Yeah, I'll give you some behind the scenes here. This is some behind the scenes. This is there's some stuff there that there's C. Steez and Professor Pearsall.
Okay.
Saying hello to the old professor. Look at now. This is the crazy part right here. So we use this classroom to film the classroom scene. It's actually my class, and that's actually my math on the board back there. And it wasn't really for part of the class. I had to remind them of an algebra rule. And I walked in. I go, "Yo, you see that writing on the board?" They're like, "Yeah." I go, "I did that. This is my actual class. I sit right where he is." How crazy is that, right?
Yeah, that's ill, man.
And then this lighting, he wasn't happy with the light, so C. Steez hops up there, and he starts fixing the light. He's like, "Yo, bro," he's like, "You can't be fixing your own light." And there's mad people behind too that you can't see, but it's funny because they're like, "Yo, y'all can't be jumping up," you know what I'm saying? But
pro.
Yeah, bro. So.
But hey, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna have to jump back on and when we show the fly joint, young and fresh. It's very beta because the hook is not done.
Right.
But the song's ill. My man Shakespeare out of Audio Mercy produced the beat. And what I was doing for like the past like 6 months, I probably did 60 records. And I was really just focusing on making sure that I had a hook focal point, and then I would work it kind of back. So if I had a hook that I loved, that's how when I finished the 60, I was like, all right, let me go back and now see which ones I really want to focus on.
Mm.
But you know, I avoided work, which was divine attention, because that's going to take some work. But we will get that done. And I think it's like I said, I think once you get on there and you fill in the blank for me,
Mm-hmm.
it's that filling in the blank is going to let me really get my verse ironed out. Because it was
Right.
all about, where do I start? Where do I end with it? And tell this story in such a way where it's like really precise. Because obviously, Jay, the story is, that story is critical to get across properly. You know what I mean?
I think the Facebook stream got shut down, but you know what didn't is it's funny. There's 4 people watching us on Twitch, which is weird.
Really?
There's 1 person watching us on Facebook. There were 7 on YouTube,
Let me see if
and
my feed's still showing live.
46 have come through Facebook, but they haven't all stayed, and something
Mine's
shut down.
Mine's still on there.
Something shut
Appreciate
down.
you. Salute.
Yeah, something shut down. 162 people have watched this through this stream, which is interesting. And now there's no one there. That's weird. Yeah, something I every once in a while I get the little shutdown. I won't find out about it till later, but I do have the message that says some of your streams are not functioning, which means Facebook has shut some of them down. Because Twitch is the only one immune right now.
I'm gonna try to go on the ProQuo Show a little bit more here and there.
Yeah, me too. That one is up, but it's like I gotta see if the stream is actually active there. But anyways, we talk.
It was a fun night, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I appreciate you guys coming through.
Oh man, I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it,
guys.
Yeah, man.
I'm happy to hear this thing, see this thing, and I shared it earlier today. It's super epic, and I know the video is just gonna like be the catalyst that just.
Yeah, I said this when we did House of Lies. I was like, yo, that video, like, it could probably make a run at 20,000. I was like, it could do 50, it could do 100. I think it's like 32,000 people have watched House of Lies, and it's mostly because of the cinematography of it. It's like you watch that, you almost have to stop. If you stumble across that video, it looks so nice, you almost have to watch part of it. And
exactly.
People see that video and like, oh my gosh, this thing's crazy. And again, it's a no promo video. You know what I mean? It's like, we just put that thing out and did whatever. But I can imagine this
work is,
being at least 5 to 10 times bigger than that.
That's it, man.
And again, hey, I got 5 years to do it. So, you know what I'm saying?
5 years. I'm learning.
Like, when everybody's saying no.
Look, I'm dropping stuff from 2019, bro.
Bro, there's a few songs on Put 'Em All to Shame that I was like, I think I got to do some radio promo for those. And it's 2013, 2012. Yeah. So I'm like,
oh my gosh.
Whew.
Yeah, man. Hey, we got you past your bedtime. Appreciate you coming through, man.
My curses to y'all. I love y'all, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
man.
you and me both, man. You and me both. But
I'm going to be staying up for
for
another hour to make sure the official no comes out, so where it's supposed to be, so I can actually hear it and play it. See what it sounds like.
Appreciate everybody that watched the show.
Absolutely.
And
no doubt.
Watching it back, people always watch later. We don't do ProQuo Show on Thursday, so this is just like just the pop up. That's the pop up. You know what I'm saying? We hit them with the pop up, and it's like sometimes you got to be paying attention. You never know what could happen.
Maybe we do a little pop up tomorrow. You don't know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, y'all.
All right, people. Peace out.